It's Nations versus Bechem United on Independence Day in Ghana. Interestingly, both teams have gone through managerial changes, with Kobne Misa coming in to replace Boche in the early stages of the Premier League, with Frimpong Manso also coming in to replace Kasim Okanse Mengo, who coincidentally is a former coach of Bechem United.
It's quite interesting for Frimpong Manso. He definitely knows the league so well. He won last season with Gold Stars, but Nemisa was questioned about his capability of handling the Ghana Premier League side. Hopefully, what he does with Bechem will give him that credibility that he can also do it in Ghana's top flight.
It's Nations versus Bechem here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. It's Ghana Premier League on Independence Day, and Bechem gets us going here in Abrankese. Here is Esiedu, first touch for Bechem's goalkeeper. Long surge inside. Kwame Boache has the ball down. Okra is approaching. Boache's first touch hands Bechem United the first throw-in of the afternoon.
It's going to be quite interesting, the battle between Boache and Augustin Okra. Okra pacey, but Boache very much careful and tactful with his ability.
Here is Boache. Now Simpson to Gripman. Gripman launches a long one. He's targeting Arno, but Isiedu comes out with a diving header away.
That was quite dangerous there, and that is what Nations FC will be looking forward to. Playing the ball in between the spaces. The likes of Arno and Efa will latch on to when the chain failed to clear their lines. One aspect of the game, they need to be very careful.
Watch it, beats Okra. Sapo. Referee whistles, is a free kick. It's a foul against Bechem United.
Kelvin Appiah has become one of the trusted soldiers of MSI in the last couple of games. Young, talented.
The flag went up. It was a late call from the referee. The flag had already gone up before the referee saw the infringement. It was Foster Jemfi who was being flagged offside.
Well, it was quite surprising how he managed to make that move. A Moradan left back, making sure that he feels in. That grab every time. Samuel Okai and Richard Dramna are not able to push forward.
Here is Simpson. Finds Kwame Boache. Brandon Entry down the left-hand side, tries to swing it across. Cleared away by Appiah, and Esiedu makes sure he grabs it firmly for Bechem United. Esiedu.
A very confident goalkeeper. He's well able to command the space very well.
Abdullah tries to find Arno. Arno hangs on and hopes for support. He finds one from Boyne. Boyne sends it across. United desperately trying to defend their lines. Brandon Entry's effort is blocked. Here is Abdullah, sends it one, takes a wicked deflection, then an appeal for a handball, but referee points to the corner flank for the corner to Nations FC.
That was a diesel strike there by Abdullah. There's nothing you can blame the defender. His hand was just stuck to his body. It wasn't outstretched. There was no way he made his body bigger to obstruct the trajectory of that ball. Very good drive there from Brandon. But clearance couldn't travel as far. Fell to Abdullah just with the outside of his right foot. Brave defending from Appiah.
Nations of a corner Razak Simpson scored with a header from a corner against Mediama here, but this time effort has been headed out. A poor effort from Safo.
That is so uncharacteristic of him. He's a player who recycles play for them so well. Would have expected him to put a decent delivery down the right-hand side. It's quite interesting how corner kicks have become, the toast of many teams. Could see the shoving inside the penalty area.
Sapon entry. Here's Safo to Kwame. Kwamboache. Very experienced left back. He barely puts a foot wrong if it's in his elements.
It's one of the utility players you can trust too, playing central defense. At times, drops into midfield.
Gripman's ball in. Referee whistles for an infringement in the Bechem United box in favor of the visitors.
Another ball lofted into the penalty area. Once again, looks like that foul came. The ball being handled by Ifa there. He went high up into the challenge with Ampere. Fortunately, his hand.
Here is Nyako to Jemfi. Jemfi switches one in, is out by Great Man for a throw into the visitors. Ano in over to control. Okra with the touch straight to Sanon.
Well, that is one of his trump cards, very intelligent. Doesn't take too many touches. Nearly made a very decent pass with that piece of skill. Once again, it's getting increasingly worrying how Nations FC finding loose ends in the Bechem United defense. They seem quite dangerous whenever they move into attack.
Safo. Here's Boache. Boache lays one, looking for Efa. Good control from Efa, but he was unable to keep the ball in as he rolls outside for a throw into Bechem United.
Both teams are yet to really have firm control over the game. Neither of them seems not to have settled. It's early days yet. It could change in the next couple of minutes.
Simpson finds Sarpon, lays one looking for Ano. Ampia, first to arrive, gets the ball out, Nations throw. Now here's Emmanuel Ano, swings one in. What a beauty! This is an absolute beauty. Brilliant strike from Emmanuel Ano. Oh goodness me! How did he do that, Emmanuel Ano? Instinctive strike, absolute perfection. The visitors have jumped into the lead in fantastic fashion. What a goal!
Fantastic finish there. Brilliant from Emmanuel Ano. Once he took the first touch of that ball from Brandon, he just lifted his eyes, saw goalkeeper Isiedu a little bit off his line, took it at the edge of the penalty area, right into the top right corner. Fantastic finish from Ano. And that is the game of football. Momentary lapse of concentration and Bechem have been punished.
Well, did I say the visitors? No, it is the home side. Ano has scored against his former club. He used to play for the team in the lemon jerseys. Now he's paying them back in their own coins. Ano scores against Bechem. His Nations won, Bechem United 0.
And he was even graceful in scoring that brilliant goal against his former side. Deciding not to celebrate and paying lots of respect to them. But that is a fantastic finish. Hardly do you see this finish from players. He took it so well with aplomb.
Nations in the lead before the 10th minute of this game. Ano, he was almost leaving to join FC Sheriff in Moldova. Had to return to finish the season. And I'm sure his return will be crucial to how Nations FC will perform in the remainder of the campaign.
His quality has never been in doubt.
No
and
doubt.
It continuously shows it.
Boyne's delivery. Asiedu is out for it. He gets something on it and is a throw into the home side.
Brave goalkeeping, good read of the situation. Ball nearly getting onto the path of Ano and Izole once again, but Asiedu read the lines quickly, came out to parry that ball away from danger.
Here is Safo, lays one for Simpson, was looking for space to drive. Isaiah Nyako got something on it, but it's only as far as Gripman. It's 10 minutes here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. His Nations won, Bechem United 0.
Very good start there for Nations. They needed something that was going to break the Bechem United team and force them out of their shells. And the game is going to be a lot more open as they look for the equalizer. Bechem would have to battle it out for it. God Nations would look for that goal that would cushion their lead.
Here is Safo. Now Boache. Back to Safo. Back to Simpson. Sanono get involved in the action. Swings one looking for Abdullah. Heads it looking for Ano. As a header out by Jemfi. Boahin is up for it for Nations. All the way back to Gripman. And Nations are playing some delightful football at this stage. Here is Razak Simpson. Calm, composed from the captain.
Very brilliant play there from Nations FC. Not in a rush to lose the ball. Carefully strutting their passes together.
Here's Brandon Entry on the flanks. Sends in one. Here is Nations coming forward. But Asiedu sneaks and grabs the ball for Nation for the Bechem United.
We're expecting a better connection to that ball from Mashoud. But if that touch was too heavy, and he can understand why he went too far away from him. Nations asking lots of questions about the Bechem midfield and defense.
Abebio. Here was Okra. Bechem have a free kick. Franklin Akumate spots the infringement was a foul. Bechem United's attacker, Kelvin Apia.
He delayed a bit on the ball, and it was a clean tackle from Safo. Seemed to have just gotten a touch to the ball. Could have been a follow through. I think Kelvin is okay. There's a temporary hold up for the medics and for the team to attend to that injury.
Ano goes for it again, but this time Asiedu is first to react. Abebio. Now Augustin Okra. Chris Ampia. To Jensi. Jensi tries to go through the midfield. Some good control from Apia, but it's a big clearance from Razak Simpson. Taking no chances on that occasion.
The Bechem are not in a rush to get back into the game. They're carefully building up their play.
Efa loses control. Here's Abebio. Kelvin Apia. Emmanuel Abebio. Here's Ampia. Jemfi. Not a good ball from Ampia, but Isaiah Nyako somehow is able to win the free kick for the Hunters.
Very smart play there from Isaiah. Put his body right in front of the ball, forcing Nzole to make that challenge.
Here is Sapon. Bechem retrieve possession of Abio.
It's a bit surprising. Sapon holding on to the ball too much. Losing most of the possession. I think Promotional will not be glad seeing that. He wants full control of the game.
Cut off an hour mark in our broadcast. Nations in the lead against Bechem United. Kwame watches clearance. Simpson gives the ball away to Okra. Here is Augustine Okra. He can be dangerous here. Here comes Okra with a cutback. Who is arriving for Bechem? Can they get the equalizer? Bechem United is coming close, but Simpson gets it away.
That's brilliant defending there coming from Razak Simpson. The right place at the right time. You ask yourself questions. Richard Jamna White did not take that ball right on the volley. That extra touch taken. Bit of fire momentum away from a strike.
Here is Ano. Abdullah makes the run. Ano hangs on. He gets to Abdullah. Lovely touch. Beautiful skill from Abdullah. Can he go past his marker? Swings in across. But that's some clever defending from Abebio. He had to be there. Right place, right time.
He's clearly having a very decent game, Abebio. An acrobatic clearance there. Look at that run from Mashoud, getting the better of Foster Jemfi. Good delivery right onto the edge of the goalkeeper's area. And that was Abebio right there to make that clearance.
Nations have a corner, an opportunity to double their lead. They've got to believe that they've got what it takes to deliver from set pieces. They did it a couple of times this season in match-winning situations. As Kwam watch it to deliver. Akumate has got some words for the players. There seems to be some confusion, chaos. So you talked about how these guys try to line up for these deliveries from the set pieces. Kwam watch it, whips one into the box. Simpson is arriving. It's flicked away by Bechem United's Emmanuel Ampia for a throw into Nations.
There's quite too much of a hanging delivery that was far away from the central area where the Nations FC players wanted the ball. There's a good clearance coming in from Ampia once again putting his body on the line.
Here is Safo. Safo sends in a cross. Chance for Nations in Zole, but it goes straight to Esiedu. Poor touch.
You can't blame him, the scrap from that challenge. Had very little power and it bounced off awkwardly. He couldn't have the kind of connection he wanted to make with that ball.
Abdullah. Ano. That's a clear foul. It's a free kick. Ano is fouled by the Bechem United centre-back. Is a free kick. He's playing against his former colleagues. They know him so well.
Yeah.
He carved the niche for himself in the domestic league with Bechem United, and I'm sure he knows too well that he owes them a lot of gratitude, but he ain't paying them with that. This afternoon, he's going to score against them.
When the conviction sets in, you lose whatever affiliation you have with the club. It needs to deliver for his parent club.
Sapon delivers, header goes in, but he just misses the post. It's a goal kick.
That was a good leap there by Raymond Okogribman. The tyrant centre-back rising for that. Not the best of connections. Should have at least waked the goalkeeper from that position. Good delivery from Brandon. He worked his neck muscles but couldn't find the target.
Here is another goal scorer. Caught in two minds, over elaborated, but he's won himself a throw-in from the last touch of Ampere.
But Nations FC winning all the duels. That is making it difficult for Bechem to actually have any sort of control over the game.
Here is Boyne. Goal kick.
Boyne has been impressive in the last couple of months. It wasn't a favorite from the start of the season, but under Frimpong, he's really turned a new page, rewriting his scripts beautifully at a right back position.
20 minutes in Abrankese at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. It's Nations 1, Bechem United 0. Here is Kwamboache, surges forward. The former Tamale base, left winger, left wing back, midfielder, centre back. He's got it all in his sleeves, Boache. Now Boahen. Boahen was captain of Nations until he decided not to renew his contract 2 seasons ago. He returned and realized that the ban had been handed to Simpson, but he took it cool, calm, looked back for his place in the team, and he seems to be an integral part now.
I think he's an important figure for Frimpong.
Flag is up against AFA for offside.
And Zoli dominating affairs in that midfield, making it difficult for Isaiah Nyako to have anything to nibble on. You can see the expression from the assistant coach Malam Yaya, not too happy with what his team is delivering from midfield.
Abebio, if that's what to take possession, but it's Okra who steps up for Bechem United. Last touch coming off Safo, throwing Bechem. Jamna. Kelvin up here held on too much, wasting so much time, but maybe he knew what he wanted because Anna was tracking back. The only option was to bring down his marker.
Well, that was a late challenge there from Ano. Just lunging into his mud, but he's eager to make it a point again to scoring that opener.
Ampere sends one in looking for his front man. Flag goes up, decision in favor of the home side.
Nyako knew that was a high foot, the stats were showing. It was clearly a stamp on the ball. The referee couldn't ignore that. That's wasteful. It's quite wasteful from Gripman.
Very uncharacteristic of Gripman. He's usually one of those good passing centre backs, quick and good on the ball, but seems to be giving away these passes recent times. Here's Ampia. Jamina. Jemfi, lackluster now. Nations would punish them. Here is Abdullah on the right side. Yeah, I know it's making chance for Nations. Here is Inzoli. That's wasteful from Nations.
That was bad decision there from Inzoli. Was caught in two minds. Couldn't really make the best decision of quickly latching onto that pass. The first touch, taking the ball several meters away from him, and there was no way Bechem were going to allow him to pull the trigger.
And that's a wayward one from Efa, and that brings the game to a cooling break. It's 25 minutes here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. There's a home side Nations leading by that stunning strike from Emmanuel Ano to condemn Bechem United to a 1-0 deficit at 25 minutes here in Abrankese.
Not too much of a dominant display from both teams. Nations has to slightly having an edge, slightly higher, dominant in winning the duels and getting into the bright positions, finding the loose ends in Bechem United's defense, but having made a count in the final third with regards to their decision making for Bechem United. It's been a lackluster performance. They are not finding the men who are going to cause havoc for them in the central attacking areas and the wide ends. Guestino can look at that finish. Emmanuel Ano. When it becomes difficult for any team to latch on it, but look at the back flip there from Brandon Enchisapon. He's been overlooked, but that assist was brilliant. Quickly threw the ball down, picked up the return ball from Brandon. Look at that back flip. It was intentional. And the touch, setting the ball right on the edge of the penalty area. Look at that backflip. That was a fantastic finish. There was no way Ano couldn't dignify the backflip from Brandon. They put their team in front.
Ano covers himself in glory from that little flick from Brandon Enchi Sarpon to hand the home side the lead in this beautiful manner. And instead, who knows too well, he tried his best but couldn't have done nothing about it.
He's one of the brilliant shot stoppers we've seen in the league this season. But these are the kinds of goals you can never blame goalkeepers for. It was too good, too sweet, too precise. He couldn't even have a fingertip to it.
Cooling break done. 27 minutes, game on. Nations hanging on to that lead here in Abrankese. Ampia.
So that cooling break has given Bechem United an opportunity to rest track to their team and lift themselves up. Hopefully for the next couple of minutes before recess. And you can see Malam Yaya, Solas Kobne Misa and Seth Osewaya trying to make sure that they know their deficiencies and quickly work on them.
Good play from Nyako. Here comes Ano for Bechem United. Get into the box of Nations with a cutback. Chance for Bechem. Oh, that's a good block from Boachi. Can they equalize here? Another block from Inzoli. Nations defending that goal they scored so jealously. Cross comes in and it's a corner for Bechem United. Nations are defending so well.
Both defensive work there from the two players, Inzoli and Kwame Boachi. The first block from Boachi making sure that drive from Kelvin after that pass from Ano, Isaac Nyako. Well, the first touch, Boachi blocking it. And Kelvin up here, leaving it for Manuel Abebio.
Augustine Okra whips in the corner, away by Simpson. Here is Ampia. Now Okra. Lovely play from Okra. He's trying to cut in and create the space. He switches to Nyako. Here is Jamana to Abebio. Back to Jamana. He wants options. He finds one in Ampere. The centre back surges forward. That's a brilliant touch from Jemfi, but Nations will take over. Here is Boyne, breaking away from enemy territory. Boyne. Great play. Wonderful composure.
There's very much experience. There's no need for him to rush that pass. Took his time. Held play.
Ano, beaten to it by Jemfi.
Nation still giving Bechem United problems every time they attack.
Half an hour mark in our Brankesse. Nations in the lead against the Hunters from Bechem. It's Kwamboche to deliver the corner. From the right side, he bends one. It's an in-swinger flicked on by Gripman. It's cleared away. Nations, they're so dangerous on the set pieces. Here is Boache again. Lofts one inside, is straight to Esiedu.
That was a teasing delivery, but Esiedu read the situation very well. Coming out for it. Once again, that was a scrappy ball delivered into the penalty area. And look at that. Fans complaining, they thought that was a penalty. But once again, the referee was close to the action.
30 minutes in our Brankesse. Independence Day football here in Kumasi. Nations leading Bechem 1-0. Brilliant strike from Arno, separating the two sides. Here is Afa. Now Safo to Kwamboche. The left back is surging forward. He's got options in Arno. Here comes the goal scorer. Arno gives away possession. Now Isaiah Nyako. It's a poor ball from Nyako.
Can understand Augustino Crest's frustration. He's always giving himself some space and very good positioning on the far right. But deliveries and passes to him hasn't been impressive.
Savo. Boache. Whips in across. Away by Efriye. Here is Augustine Okra. He's got 9 goals so far in the Premier League, but yet to sparkle in this afternoon's game. He's not even been given any clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities to pounce on Okra.
That doesn't mean Nations FC should leave him unwatched. He can just get, those brilliant pitches from you.
Here is Afa, but that's some good defending from Jemfi. Esiedu is pouncing on. Yes, that's some instinctive reaction from the Bechem goalkeeper. He knows what Arno can come up with.
Well, that's brave goalkeeping there from Esiedu.
That's a foul on Nyako by Gripman.
Look at that goalkeeper, brave goalkeeping. Brandon delayed the clearance from Jemfi. Look at Esiedu. He didn't fear coming out right at the edge of the penalty area, punching that away. The times you need these from your goalkeeper, serving as the sweeper to clear the lines.
Arno looked like a handball, but Gripman steps up, clears the ball away. Nations were caught ball watching, and Bechem United nearly took advantage of their slumber in defense.
That was a very wonderful delivery there. Not able to bring it down quickly. Samuel Okai was waiting for it. But very good recovery there from Gripman to prevent the equalizer.
Augustine Okra to take the corner for Bechem United. Okra with an outswinger. There's a header, but referee already whistles because there's an infringement right there in the nation's 18-yard box.
Yeah, Foster Gemfi leaping onto his man before getting a touch on that ball. No, Jamina was also part of that scuffling inside the penalty area before the ball got to Foster Gemfi, punished for foul offense.
Here's Boache. Tries to find Abdallah. That is a foul. Nations have a free kick. And umpire seemed to be in disagreement with Franklin Akumate, but it was an area foul. Referee overlooked because he thought Nations had the advantage. Then he had to recall it following the subsequent foul.
That was the tackle there from Foster Gemfi. Horefa looked more like a very dirty challenge, but Ampia was thinking he also had a foul, but that infringement had earlier been called, only given a pass. See if Nations could have made use of the opportunity. There's a ragged challenge there, but thankfully there's up and ready to continue the game. That is Abdullah Mashoud instead getting some stats brushed off his calf by Foster Gemfi. It was a very decent position. Nations could find a second.
It's in his elements. He's got what it takes to deliver. Brandon Enchi-Sarpong is also a specialist from this angle, but Razak Simpson will fancy his chances. He's got the firepower in his right foot.
He's going to look for the drive.
Certainly. Akumate whistles. Brandon steps forward. He lifts it for Razak. He bends one. How? Misses by a whisker. That was close.
Not too far away. He knows how to hit these. Brilliant technique, but look at Seydou, knew that once went over the wall. It was always going to go away, but he couldn't take chances. A whisker away. Look at that. The continuous swerve on the ball, taking it away from hitting the target.
Nations have been one of the best performing teams from home in this season's Premier League. They are yet to lose at this venue. They actually put the brakes on Mediama when everybody felt Mediama were going to win that game, especially when they are taking the lead here through Kingsley Braye, but they clawed back through Afa and then Simpson to be the league leaders, and they've not looked back since when they play at home, Nations FC.
They've always made their home a fortress. Last season it took the final 3 games of the season when Heart of Lions came to break that invincibility. Looks like they've carried that along this season, even in their wars.
Ano pounces on Enchi's ball. There was a leg challenge from Inzole.
I think that should have been a foul.
I think Akumate has rescinded the decision to play on. He's whistled for a free kick, and I think it's a good call.
That was quite a high foot there. Can understand why Seydou and Jamina complaining that there's a stamp right on the knee from Promotional. A bit worried. His side might have taken the lead, and that was it again. It was a high foot coming in from Inzole. On Ano, right onto the knee area. But thankfully Ano is fit and able to continue.
Okay. Here's Okai. Back to Jamefi. Asiedu has been called into the picture. Abebio. Nyakon. That's a lovely dummy from Nyakon. Brilliant play. He's got space in front of him. Okra to his right. He's got Oka in the middle. Here is Nyakon. Decides to go to Ano. And it was nearly an on goal from him. Safo. That was Boyne. With a missed kick. It's a corner for Bechem United.
Very brilliant drive there from Isaiah Nyakon. Pulling the strings. Getting past his man Inzole. Look at that touch. Not the very best of deliveries. But Boyne did everything within his reach to make that clearance. And I would have had an opportunity to test goalkeeper Rabin Sanun.
There's a corner for the visitors, the Chill, the home side 1-0. Okra wants to score from the direct corner, headed away by Enchi Sarpon, and Ifa is tearing away from his markers. Here is Ifa, well read by Nyako.
Very good read of the ball there by Nyako. Stop and play. That's Ifa. Manuel, I know is present in some displeasure. He wanted the ball a bit quicker than Ifa taking 2 more touches.
Nations FC have won 8 games. Out of the 24 they've played so far this season, they've lost 7 times, 9 times this season, but none of those defeats have come at this venue. They've also drawn 7 times, Nations. But the good news is that their only victory this season away from home came some 5 days ago in Swedro.
That was quite a result many were expecting. Impressive to travel all the way to win at the dreaded Swedro Sports Stadium. Clearly gave them confidence.
Ano, Efa, there's 40 minutes in our broadcast. Efa goes for goal, but Esedu collects his coolie.
Well, the idea was very much clear. The intent was to go for the drive, but that turn in execution, bringing the ball right through the middle, and Esedu was always waiting for that. It was easy for him. Good try, but it could be better.
Good technique, bending the body to get a good angle, but the precision behind the delivery let him down. Here is Okra. He wins the foul for Bechem.
Well, intelligence and experience getting the better of Safo, who had already launched in. A little has been seen of him. Expect him to be getting to the final third a lot more.
Nyako. There's a foul. A foul brings down Isaiah Nyako. Free kick for Bechem United.
Isaiah Nyako there very strong on the ball. His diminutive nature doesn't make him a player you can easily bully.
Augustin Okra. Ampere. Nyako. There's a foul against Abdullah. Here is Jemfi. Swings in across, away by Simpson. Only as far as Jamina. Now Nyako. Jamina. Okra. Sarpon. Efa onto the part of Brandon Enchi Sarpon. Flex it back for Kwamboache. Brilliant. Beautiful football from Nations.
It's quite interesting how they've been putting the passes together with a little fast, not in a rush.
Here is Ano. Difficult to dispossess. Brandon Nyako, good play from Sarpon. That's the second goal. And Nations FC have made it 2-0 before the break. Nations have doubled their lead. It's Mashoud Abdullah for the home side. Brandon Enchi Sarpon did all the beautiful and marvelous job, and he deserves a lot of credit. Nzole played his part, and Nations are up by 2 before half-time.
That was a meticulous build-up there from Nations. Once it got to Brandon, switched quickly after getting that pass, made a quick 1-2 with Nzoli, got the return, and once again getting it through Benjamin Asiedu's legs, and Mashoud was right there, right place at the right time.
Bechem appealed for an offside.
That's a clean goal.
But
that's a clean
that
goal.
won't count because there was nowhere.
That was a clean goal. Clean finish.
An offside came in. Good goal.
Clean finish. Brandon once again the creative spark to get Abdallah the second goal. And that is quite what you need from your team. A careful approach and a decent, diligent finish.
2 goals to go should be good enough for Bechem United. And nations, from the nation's perspective, they will head into the break with their heads up high, knowing very well they have to be conservative, defensive-minded to back maximum points. 45 minutes up. We're doing 2 minutes of additional time here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. It's Nations FC 2, Bechem United 0.
Not too many stoppages, and I think that's quite a good time, indicated by the 4th official.
Simpson, Gripman, Nzoli, Gripman. Safo gives the ball away. He's been giving some passes away this afternoon now. Nyako to Okra. Can he pull one back? Here is Okra. He's got Simpson to beat. Simpson is a difficult customer. Okra gets the ball back. Here is Nyako. Good play from Isaiah Nyako. He gets a foul. He called for it and he got it. He got his wish.
Well, that was an initial tackle that came through. Just trying to weave some magic through the defense there. But Nzoli once again put in his body. A check, a little bit of a nudge on him before Ifa got that final touch. Because he has Nyako trying to do everything within his might to get the team going. It's been an uninspiring display from Bechem United, but reducing the deficit this moment could go a long way to affect how the second half could go.
Last opportunity for Bechem United to get something back before the break is a free kick to be taken by Augustine Okra. Jamana has gone there as well, wondering what they must have learned from the training grounds trying to execute here. Here is Okra, takes the deflection and is calmly dealt with by Sanon. And this should be it. That's it. That's the whistle to wrap up the first half year at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. Match day 25 of the Ghana Premier League between Nations FC and Bechem United, seeing the home side leading by 2-0. First goal scored by this young man, Ano, with another tap in by Mashoud Abdallah to double the lead and head into the break with a 2-goal cushion. Good performance from the home side, Kelvin.
Well, they've been brilliant. They've taken over the game. They've controlled every aspect of it. It's a brilliant finish there from Mano, topped up by meticulous build-up to find the second through Brandon, and then Nzoli making sure their quick passing got the ball onto Mashoud, who tapped easily home.
Half-time in Abrankese. Nations FC 2, Bechem United 0.
First 45 minutes done here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, and Nations FC are leading Bechem United by 2 goals at 2-0. I've been joined by the assistant coach of Bechem United, Malam Yaya. Malam, I mean, you started the game very well, and that goal from Emmanuel Arno looked like it was a sucker punch. Just before the halftime whistle, you conceded another. What needs to be done in the second half to get back into this game?
Yeah, I think in all, the opponent played very well in the first half, and we did a lot of mistakes. That's why they punish us. And second half too, we are going to correct the mistakes so that we can also punish them as they punish us.
Okay, let's see what happens in the second half. We wish you the very best, Malam Yaya. He is the assistant coach of Bechem United. I've been joined by Abuaji Da Costa of Nations FC as well. Coach, first of all, let's talk about Emmanuel Arno's goal. What do you make of that strike? Fantastic. Because I saw the whole bench, yes. Standing in applause.
The rehearsal we did, yesterday. It is working very, very well.
Now, if you have a 1-0 lead, it's good. Now you have a 2-0 lead. The opponent will be coming out gun blazing. What needs to be done from your side to ensure you win this game?
We are not going to change the pattern of play. We are going to press them still. If we get another goal, fine. If we don't get a goal, then
okay, coach.
Hang on the two.
Well, let's see what happens. I'm Abuaji Da Costa, assistant coach of Nations FC. Let's take a quick breather. You're still watching the Ghana Premier League on TV and on TV. When we return, Jeffrey Asari will join me for the first half analysis.
It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Comfort Noche Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Sing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Comfort Noche Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at Rich Condos. Central brings the history at Sing Manso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana Cedi single, 5,500 Ghana Cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana Cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Comfort Noche Source Site, Lake Bosumtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at rich condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana cedi single, 5,500 Ghana cedi shared rooms, and 10,500 Ghana cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927 or 0247 120 633. Ghana Month Expedition, 19th to 22nd March. Don't just watch Ghana, experience it. It's time to explore Ghana again. From 19th to 22nd March, join the Ghana Month Expedition. 3 regions, 4 days. Eastern, Ashanti, Central. We kick it off in the Eastern region. Chocolate experiences, fresh farm fruits, Safari Valley lunch with zebras and exotic animals, Bonsu Eco Park for canopy walks and ziplining, and then party at the Rock City Hotel. Ashanti takes over. Bonre Kente Museum, Kumasi Museum, Comfort Noche Source Site, Lake Bosomtri for hiking adventures and sleepover at rich condos. Central brings the history at Singmanso, Cape Coast Castle, plus lunch by the coast. Then a Crown Resort vacation, quad biking, horse riding, water adventures. All this for 6,500 Ghana cedi single, 5,500 Ghana cedi shared room, and 10,500 Ghana cedis couple. You're interested, right? Call now 0531 100927.
Season. You're still watching the Ghana Premier League here on TV3 and on your TV. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Jeffrey Asari back. 8 minutes into the game, Emmanuel Arnaud decides to lift the spirit of this stadium with that brilliant goal. You talked about him before the game started.
Well, that's
his quality showing again.
Well, that's what quality does. But you see, Brandon Entry, the brilliant pass to him. That is the quality of the pass, the sublime first touch of Emmanuel, and then the top of the drawer clinical finish from him. The experience, he has the quality. When a player has quality, he doesn't need much questions to be asked of him. He knows what exactly to do. He had it, bam, the ball was there. Don't forget that before that, you have Joseph Efas, wonderful strike, that goalkeeper, Benjamin has said you have to come out ahead. And so the intent was there. You have a situation where Joseph Efas, Ivan Safo, Brandon Entry were controlling the midfield zone, control the midfield, making it difficult for Samuel Okai, for Isaiah Nyakun, to be able to have the second ball. They were controlling. You have Kwame Boy and is supporting very well. You have a situation where Abdallah, brilliant pass from Entry again. Abdallah strike was blocked by Emmanuel Ampia. So you could see Nation pushing, creating opportunity, drawing rings to make sure that they have a second.
Well, goalkeeper Benjamin Asiedu, you remember his heroics at the TNA Stadium.
Yes.
It was brilliant on the goal, on the day.
On the day, very brilliant.
On this occasion, I don't think he could have done anything to save that strike from Emmanuel Arnaud.
No, there was nothing he could do. He did the best he could stretch, but the quality, the strike, the power, the precision, the technique behind it. There's nothing you can do. Look, you've done your best as a goalkeeper. You just give the excellent brilliance to the one that strike the ball. That is just genius. You understand me? That is top of the drawer. And he scored it. There was nothing, but I said, it's Brandon Entry, the pass. It's always about that quality of the pass.
But it's not becoming, a menace for other Premier League defenses, because he scores all manner of goals. With left foot, right foot, headers. He's just that threat for, in its opponent defense when it comes to the Ghana Premier League.
He's always a threat. He has quality, his technical ability, has great vision, has good movement. All he needs is the right passes. If you give him the right passes, he'll be clinical, he'll finish it for you. That is what he needs. He's a very good player. He did last season. We all saw what he was able to do. But I love how he celebrated. This is a former team that, to a large extent, built him up to get to this far. So how he celebrated shows maturity, even though he scored against former team. But beyond that, Abdallah again had an opportunity. You realize that Emmanuel Abebiu have to clear his lines. Then Bechem also came on strongly. Razak Sinsi made a mistake and he went back again. That was Razak Sinsi versus Ogesinokra, and Razak Sinsi was able to clear his lines again. But those two moments, the moment where Kevin Apia gave a pass to Abebiu, where you realize that Kwame Boachi and Nzoli have to do the double block for them, because that was a moment they had opportunity. Then Isaiah Nyakun's marauding run, that was also cleared to corner by Kwame Boachi. Before, once again, Brandon Entry to Nzoli, and then the goal by Abdallah. Now, so Brandon Entry has been in the thick of affair. He's been the best player for the team.
He's been superb from the wings. But with the second goal that Nation scored, it was as if time froze because the Bechem players were just standing there and watching for Abdullah to run and poke the ball into the net.
Well, I mean,
I'm not sure he will score an easier goal than this is in his career in the Ghana Premier League.
So he give the work. All the work was done by Brandon. You understand me? He did the work, and the defense they were caught. You understand? They were caught napping, sleeping on the job, and unfortunately he was able to do that. But all the hard work was done by Brandon and then Zoli, and the ball was caught because they needed this cushion because you realize that Bechem were growing stronger and were coming to the game to try and create an opportunity. Like I said, look at the Isaiah Nyaku's chance.
But does this goal kill any confidence that Bechem would have had prior to the start of the second half?
Oh, it does. To a large extent, it does. Because a one goal lead gives you hope that when you come back, look, a deflected shot is 1-1. Anything can happen. You have the confident belief that, but 2 goals is difficult. I mean, it's difficult to club, but even though it's a possibility, but it's a difficult, especially on a ground where they've not lost a game, especially when they are leading by 2-0. That's the tall order for Bechem, who are not doing well away from home.
Well, Bechem are yet to win a game away from home this season in the Ghana Premier League. Now, the only magician in their team, that is Augustine Okra, he conjures a lot of magic, make things happen. But it looks like Safo has been man-marking Okra and he's completely taking him out of the game.
That is what you do. That he's the chief orchestrator. He's the magician of the team, like you said. So let somebody always be on the magician, closing him down, making it difficult. The magician needs space and gaps to exploit. Make it difficult for him, frustrate him. When a magician is not able to come out with the magical touches, magical brilliance, magical movement, then it neutralizes the team and also reduces the threat that the team will pose to nation.
Of course, now the second half will be starting pretty shortly. Bechem would be chasing the game. What needs to change about them if they really want to get something from this one?
Samuel Okai, Richard Dramina, Kevin Appiah, they should be much quicker. You are playing midfield, should be quicker, making sure you're picking the 50 balls and then supply. Look, Yawano have not had the passes. Augustine Okra have not. You need to make sure that you are freeing your chief orchestrator through quick movement, quick passing of the ball, closing down. Make sure that you are in the middle, battling it out with Evans, with Joseph, Efa, with Brandon. Be battling now, be quicker. And be passing and be spreading the ball because Augustine is good. You can move right, you can move left, you can come central. Here is good. Yawano, but their supply is not coming. And they're also sitting a bit deep, which is not good. They need to make sure that they are very close, they are quicker, they are picking the ball and passing and using the flanks. So they are able to make sure that the midfield become a liability and they push the game to the far areas. And when the game goes to the far area, Yawano is good. And Isaiah Nyako is good. He proved that on 2 occasions. So they have to take the initiative of doing what is right and what is expected of them.
Well, for Nations, they will be smiling knowing that it's just 45 minutes for them to snatch all 3 points here. That will make it back-to-back victories for them because in March 24, they defeated 11 Wonders. So the second half will start pretty shortly. We'll take a quick breather. We'll return with the second half and our commentators, Kelvin Owusu-Ansah and Nana Dakwa Jesse will do us the honors.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture, lies the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, a beacon of excellence in the energy sector. For over 40
They need to be more disciplined in the approach. They need to be more tactful. They need to push the game to Nations FC. Nations in a very comfortable lead now. Will take their time and will relax for the errors that will come from Bechem to capitalize on and increase their lead.
Abebio to take the throw in for Bechem United. Boache returns for Nations. Inzole with the back heel, controlled by Ano.
I think Inzole very much combative. He's really given Bechem lots of problems in that midfield. Kelvin up here. This one, the late challenge there from Inzole. He's trying to make that quick pass, but rightly stopped there by Inzole.
Here is Jamna, a graduate of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He was a member of the Ken UST school team during his days in the university, and his touches tells he's gone through the mill. Good player. A free as ball is cleared away by Sanon.
An unconventional way of saving the ball there. Bringing all his instincts to play Sanon. Brilliant goalkeeper. Has a bright future ahead of him. Gaston Okra expressing displeasure with the decision made there. Frustration already setting in. He needs to keep his focus with his experience and as captain leader of the team.
Here's Kwamboache. Brandon Sarpon. Good skill, great strength, but he's lost it to Abebio. Simpson's header. Here's Brandon. Lovely pace. Gives it away. Jemfi. Okai. Abebio. Okai. Down the right. Sends a cross in the box. Simpson's clearance.
That's another poor touch that came through from Richard. Respecting Okai. And forced Jemfi to get right there onto that. But Foster once again with another heavy touch.
Bechem have a corner. Augustine Okra to take. Okra bends one to the far post. Bechem gets the ball in the net, but the goalkeeper was impeded, and referee Franklin Akumate right there. Good decision.
He saw everything clearly. Abebio bringing down the goalkeeper, Robinson on. You could clearly see the obstruction right there. He busted into the goalkeeper. That was clearly in the sight of the referee. Good decision. And quite a decent delivery there by Augustine Okra. We're wondering why Abebio, instead of leaping for that ball, decided to go in with a badge to the goalkeeper.
Here's Boyne. Now Simpson gets the ball away. Bechem United will search forward. Here is Nyako. He wants support. Okra hands him that support. Here is Augustine Okra. Kwame Boache confronting Okra, twisting, turning, looking for options. Sends one to Abebio. It's a good clearance by Boache. Great defending from the left back.
Well, that was quite a very poor pass there from Augustine Okra. Was expecting Abebio to run the channel, but that pass, decent to think Abebio delayed a bit, but Boache wasn't going to take any of that. Very strong challenge and a clearance from the experienced left back.
Okra delivers. Heads go up. No clear-cut delivery for Bechem United to make it count as a goal kick.
There's a leap there by Jamina. But the ball was always going to rise. Once again, Sanon caught in between the mix. It doesn't look too comfortable with the aerial duels. The deliveries causing lots of problems. I'm sure if Bechem United's technical team have taken notice, they'll push more men into the box and be whipping the crosses.
Ampia's header. Here is Safo. Ano with a sliding tackle. Abdullah loses possession. Here is Apia. Now Nyako. Fouled by Simpson. Free kick Bechem.
Needless challenge there from Razak Simpson. The touch had already taken the ball away from Isaiah Nyako. Right there into his path. He's trying to play intelligent. The referee was right there.
Here is a free. Jamina, a free with a cross, stopped by Safo. Header away by Jamina again. Simpson with a big boot. That's a foul. Free kick against Nations. Ifa bringing down Jamina.
Brandon with an outstretched arm there on Jamina. He seems to have picked up very strongly the second half. A lot more agency in his play.
That's a foul. Free kick. Apia is brought down. Free kick for Bechem United. They seem to have increased the tempo of the game from their end in the last 120 seconds.
A lot more agency, a lot more firepower in their game. Taking it to Nations, asking lots of questions, forcing them to make mistakes. And Apia trying to run through an array of men.
Free kick for Bechem United. Isaiah Nyako, Kelvin Apia, Augustine Okra, who delivers for the Hunters. Free kick. Akumato Okra bends one, he goes low, but it's blocked by the wall. It's a throw into Bechem United. Augustine Okra, unlucky.
Well, you can understand he's still asking questions why he's not finding that breakthrough. But that's a decent stop there by the wall. They did their job as expected.
Here is Jamina. A free. Okay, now trying to get to Isaiah Nyako, who had moved to the right back.
It seems to be always in a rush to get the ball going and to take their time, trying to measure their passes more accurately. That was a free at a free who went down early looking for a free kick and non-resistant touch.
Sanon's ball, aiming at Brandon. I know he's pouncing. Brandon controls. He's looking for support. He's got the pace and the strength to move forward. Here he comes up against Abebio. Now Kwame Boache. Brandon, lovely back heel, but he doesn't get to Boache. Bechem United will try to defend their lines, but Nations have the advantage again.
Lots of problems for Abebio down the right-hand side of Bechem United's defense. Brandon gave him a hell of a time.
Boache with the delivery. Away by Afriye in Zoli. Here is Boahin. He's aiming at Abdallah down the right side. Here is Abdallah for Nations. Aims for support. Boahin sends in a cross. Who scores for Nations? Here is Ano. Now Brandon Sapon. Swings in a dinker. Nope. Isaiah Nyako jets it away.
Once again, another impressive play there from Nations FC. But decision making, you're expecting Ano to have actually controlled the ball well and gone for the hit himself. But that pass to Brandon wasn't too clean and he had issues controlling the ball. Abdullah Mashoud doesn't look too good.
Nation's second goal scorer, Mashoud Abdallah, has gone down complaining of some pain, and the Nations FC medical team already on the pitch to take care of him. And I'm sure it's going to be a source of worry for Coach Frimpong Manso, because he might just be tempted to make an injury-forced substitution without planning. But hopefully, Abdallah will be fit enough to continue. Look at him. Look how he's stressing.
I think it's quite difficult. They quickly need to
take him
call
off.
the ambulance, take him off. It's quite unfortunate seeing Abdallah. You can see the stretcher quickly getting there. But there's an opportunity for Malam Yaya, Kobne Misa, and the rest of the technical team of Bechem to re-strategize and see how best they can hit Bechem United. Look at that second goal. Quick pass in there. Abdullah Mashoud, who's now injured and may not be able to continue the game. Right place, right time. He's been an engine for them on the right-hand side of that attack. Slots into midfield to keep the team compact. Brandon cleverly getting the ball past. I see it with a touch, but it wasn't enough to keep the ball out of Abdullah's reach. Instinctive. Be a fox in the box to be scoring some of these.
Here's Brandon. Fouled by Abebio. Referee whistles. Is a free kick against Bechem United. It doesn't look good for Mashoud Abdallah. He might just not be able to come back into the game. In the meantime, Boahin delivers away by Bechem United. But the resultant effort from Safu goes wayward.
It was quite not the very best of deliveries, I think, from Boahin. It was just too close to the near post where Bechem United had lined up lots of men to make the clearance. It looks to be going to be another shift in the shape of the Nations FC team. Aitaiko will be leading the lines now. It looks like Ano would have to operate from the left-hand side of attack, and Brandon has quickly shifted positions to the right. Now Aitaiko plays centrally, and then Ifa plays right behind him.
Here is Ampere. He's trying to find Apia. He's got Ano on his left. He comes through the middle. Here is Nyako. Nyako wants support. He drives one forward. Sanon with a calm save.
There was a brilliant drive there by Isaiah Nyako. He has that in him. Had too much space, and you can see Razak Simpson complaining to even suffer. Close him down quickly. Sanon, brilliant and agile, keeping the ball right in front of him to pick it up on the second attempt.
Aikwe fouls his marker. It's a free kick. Aikwe bringing down Bechem United left back. Here is Ampia. Jauna, he's fouled. That's a clear foul by Ifa. The reaction from Ifa Akumate
is lucky to walk away without a yellow card.
Even charitable him.
Very lucky. I think that is quite unacceptable. He needs to keep a cool head.
Nyako, lovely drive forward on the left-hand side. Here is Jemfi, bouncing across. Augustine Okra is lurking. Abebio, but it's cleared by Safo. Only as far as Ampere. Jamina has the ball down. Gripman returns it. Efa, Safo. That should be a foul. Free kick.
And I was late with that, trying to get the ball back for his team. He was late with a challenge. It was right in front of the referee. Had to whistle for a foul.
Bechem United are coming up with the double substitution. Godfred Yolson has come in for Bechem United. They've also roped in Samuel Atugba, and they are coming up with a third substitution. Emisa wants to throw everything into this game with some more 30 minutes to play for.
Well, another change there, and that is, so it looks like Sefa has also come on.
Offside against Efa.
Yeah. There's a clean intent from Emisa to put in the challenge. A lot more energy and firepower.
Nations have some defending to do now. Efa, he seemed to have fallen back for those defensive duties.
Well, it's quite surprising. This is a game, this first game I'm watching, that he hasn't been so imposing in that midfield.
Aikwe is up against Esiedu. Esiedu is first to the task.
Intelligent goalkeeping from Esiedu, coming out quickly to salvage the situation and did not blast the ball away. He kept it to find Jamina. Can see quick switch there. Augustine Okra moving more central now. So Godfrey Yolson will double up. And it looks like Anna has also been taken off, and now Sefa.
Here is Jamina. Ampia gets back to Esiedu.
Nations FC have called into their shelves. They're not really trying to push themselves into the game. More comfortable sitting down than watching Bechem bring the game onto them.
Here is Okai. Lovely skill from Okai with the outside of his boot, but he rolls over the bar for a goal kick.
It was quite another intelligent play there coming from Samuel Okai. He hasn't really been imposing. It's quite a great opportunity for him to get the ball past Boyan. The first time Boyan has been beaten in this game. Over the outside of his boot, it was always rising. No test for goalkeeper Rabin Sanon this time around. Seemed to be some quick switch movement there. Godfrey Yolson right into the attack. Right now, Samuel Okai stretching to the left-hand side of attack. Augustine Okra and Godfrey Yolson playing more central, and Sifa has dropped into midfield. to play with Isaiah Nyako.
Atukba, Okra.
Gaston Okra failing to keep that ball in play. It's more like it's now the game for nations to contain. And that's exactly what they are trying to do.
Here is Afa. There's a push on Afa by Jamina. Free kick. 65 minutes in our Brankesi. Nations leading 2-0.
Clever turn and touch there from Afa. The Jamina was not going to allow him, eagerly looking to win possession. Not in the best of moments. It's too ragged from Jamina there.
Frimpong Manson, a Premier League winner with BBN Gold Stars last season. In the initial stages of his nation's career, some felt he was struggling, but he seemed to have gotten himself locked up in the job on a positive note now, after replacing Kasimo Kansimingel.
He's done some decent work quite over the years, handling Bufokotano to a very excellent start in the Ghana Premier League. They were impatient, got him off, and the team got relegated, picked up Gold Stars, and won the Ghana Premier League title with them. One of the very few who's won it as coach and player, and now salvaging the season for Nations Football Club. It's quite impressive what he has under his watch.
Nations have a throw. It's Boyne to take. There's a foul against the ever-aggressive Brandon Enchi.
Well, it's very much unassuming the kind of acceleration and speed he has under his belt with skill. Very combative too. It's a player you would want to have in your team. Offers you a lot more in attack and doubles up as a help in keeping the team shape defensively.
Here's Okra. Akumate just obstructing the movement of Gaston Okra on that occasion. Okra must be furious with that.
Yeah, you could see that he wasn't really happy with the position of the referee. But that's quite a very good position for the team.
Cutback. No one is arriving in lemon green. Safo is fouled. Little has been seen of him this afternoon. He's been the main man since Prince Bedu left and the absence of Boche.
Yeah.
He stepped in so well, but
He hasn't been so much imposing today. A lot of the work has been done by Nzole and Brandon Sapon and even Abdullah Mashoud before his injury. Well, there are days you may not be combative enough.
Nyako, chance for Bechem to pull one back, but the flag is up and there was an offside flag up against Bechem United's striker. He wanted to pounce on it, Godfrey Yawson. Unfortunately, he couldn't beat the flag.
Well, that was a good run from Godfrey Yawson, trying to quickly get onto that touch. But unfortunately for him, that was just too quick.
70 minutes at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. There's Nations 2, Bechem United 0. Here is Boache. Now Arno looks for support. He seems to have handled the ball in the process. It's a good call by the referee.
Well, very good call. He clearly saw that ball had touched his hand. Quickly whistling for that free kick.
Richard Danso is coming in for Nations. He's from Promotional. He's taking off Brandon Sapon and Frederick Nzoli for Kelvin Ampofo and the former Ghana international Richard Danso.
Well, I think this is a like-for-like substitution. Want more power and aggression in that midfield. Nzoli is tired, and Ampofo will come finish that job. Richard Danso on the flanks. Lots of skill, pace, and quality chance creation. And that is probably to keep someone like Tuba at the rear, not an opportunity to advance.
Jamina's ball in, Simpson's header. Here comes the newly introduced player for Nations, Kelvin Ampofo, but Nations give away possession to Bechem. Here is Danso, first touch of the ball. There was a push on the number 10. He's got a free kick.
But needless there from Foster Jemfi. And now stretch. Hands, double hands on the back of his marker.
Here's Okai. Jamina. Nyako. Wonderful play from Nyako. Squeeze one, trying to find Okra. I'm not sure they were on the same page on that occasion. Okra and Oak. That beautiful play from Isaiah Nyako.
The intent was very clear, but it was too fast and too quick a pass. Couldn't lay it onto the right path. Well, Gaston Okra wanted that ball delivered. He's really had a very decent game, left with the final decision making of the final balls.
Okai. Boy. Now Gripman. Sanon. Aikwe lost the aerial battle to Ampere. Here comes Jamina. Nobody there in lemon green as Nations allowed the ball to roll over. Frustration seems to be telling in the performance of Jamina at this point.
Clearly, he's tried to be as industrious and clever as he would want to be. But things are not really clicking for them. The final piece of the jigsaw that can fit in for them to create a goal-scoring opportunity seems to be missing. Madosifa has tried to help in midfield, Isaiah Nyako, and he hasn't really been successful. Nations once again. Look at that touch there, was quite a lunge into the back of Aikwe by Emmanuel Ampere. He's been strong, trying to win the battles, and most of them have resulted in excessive aggression and fouls being called against him.
A quarter of an hour left to go. Nations hanging on to those two first half goals from Abdullah and Arno. Nations will up their performance and their standings on the league log after this result. Bechem United are languishing on the 13th position. This defeat will mean they're going further down the league log as they try to battle relegation in this season's campaign.
The Nations will be 4 points better than them which keeps them far away and puts Nation in a very comfortable position as they look forward to keeping themselves in the Ghana Premier League. Last season they were contenders, but they fell off greatly this campaign. They still have the FA Cup to battle it out.
75 minutes in Abrankese. Bechem United trailing Nations by 2-0. Ano and Abdallah, the goal scorers for Nations. Here comes Ampia for Bechem United. Surging forward. Aikwe is trailing. Here's Okai. Now Nyako switches to the right side, but Bechem loses out to Kwame Boache. Ifa gives away possession cheekily.
I'm quite surprised Augustine Okra doesn't want to come in central. He has that ability to weave his magic through with his pace and skill. Staying on the far right hasn't really given him lots of the ball. He needs to be getting on the ball a lot more times. He's the most dangerous player for Bechem United.
That's a late challenge on Jamina by Aikwe.
That is lunge back there on the right foot. You see Gribman after that fall, but he signaled to the team that he's okay and he should be able to get up. And the players themselves wanting to give him, water. So look quick. There's been a very good game management there from Nations FC. As much as the team have puffed, they haven't given them any breathing space.
Here is Augustine Okra. He wants support. Atugba is arriving. There's a last touch of Ampofo for a Bechem United throw. Bechem with a long throw in, and they have a corner now.
There's a clearance there from Kwame Boache. He's right there at the right time.
Corner for Bechem. Seifa swings one in, away by Kwame Boache.
That was not the best of deliveries. Seifa could have done better, but Boache once again clearing his lines. The deputy captain, and he knows what is at stake. Expected Bechem to create a lot more clear goal scoring opportunities the second half.
Bechem United looking for a breather. Gripman is beaten to it, but Simpson is there for Nation. Gets the clearance away. Aikwe is chasing. He's got a free to beat. That's some clever defending from a free. Brilliant play from the centre back.
Intelligent defending there from Derek Atefrie. He knew Aikwe was just on his heels. Took his time to make that first touch. That took the ball away from Aikwe. He managed to clear his lines.
There's a foul against Richard Danso. He was impeded right there.
And clearly intelligent play between himself and a foul. Quick 1-2. Once again, another block coming.
Ten more minutes to go. It's 80 minutes. On the lake side of the Ashanti region in Abrankese, it's Nations FC leading Bechem United on Ghana's 69th Independence Day anniversary here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. And now they have an opportunity to triple their lead.
Wait to see if they will be able to do that. Good position for Kwame Boache.
Akumate whistles. Boache delivers to the near post into the side net.
Well, the intent was clear, going to the first post, but Asiedu had it very well covered. It was quite off target, suspecting Boache to hit the target from that position. They're not too far away, but a lot of these set pieces haven't been capitalized and well with by the two teams.
Nyako, Okra, Atuga. The free kick.
So the ball has been played out. It's going to be a throw-in, but are not seen to have picked up an injury there from that. Here's a Kwame Boache once again. The delivery going right into the side net, not causing any troubles for Asiedu.
Nations pushing, but Bechem United coming so aggressively, they nearly put one back.
I think Foster has worked tirelessly, has played very well on the left-hand side of the attack. But that's quite unfortunate. And now not working gingerly. Wouldn't be surprised if he's taken off very soon.
And look, here's Boache. Now Simpson. All the way back to Sanon.
And there's no need to take the game back to Bechem United. They're eagerly waiting to win possession. And head.
Bechem on the offensive. Nyako. Chance for Bechem. Can they get one back? No, that's a good catch from Sanon. Well read. Clever reading of the game by the nation's goalkeeper, Robin Osmani Sanon.
Well, that was very good piece of play there. Getting on the blind side of Gripman, but Razak Simpson closed down in quickly. The goalkeeper Sanon picking it up. To be some slight deflection on the edge of the boot of Razak Simpson to keep the ball close to him. And finally, Manuel Ano is off, and then Yaya coming on. Grade 1 Yaya coming on. It's a like-for-like substitution. Just Yaya will draw a lot more in central. And now Efa will play from the left-hand side of attack.
Here's Kwame Boache to Ayikwe. Good skill by Ayikwe. The former Olympics and Oko United player seems to have settled so well under Frimpong. So now here is Danso. Jemfi beats him to it, but Yorson is late for it. Gripman finds Safo. Safo swings to Danso. Danso has got Jemfi to beat on the right side. Here is Richard Danso. Was aiming for a corner, but Bechem United defend their line so well.
I think they've had a very decent second half with regards to their defensive unit, but in attack, they have been so listless. That has been a problem. If they're able to be a bit more dangerous in the final third of the pitch, could have seen a different game altogether this second half. Look at that. Oh, he's very combative.
Nyako. A free year. Atugba. Safer sends one looking for Okra. Kwame Boakye flicks it away. It certainly must be a corner, and this is a corner for Bechem United.
Exactly, very good offensive work there from Kwame Boakye. Okra was just right behind him, waiting for any slip up to connect to that ball. And Boakye, with his experience, cleverly getting onto that. He was not going to take chances. Stalwart defender who knows his job. Keston Okra.
Bechem United. Augustin Okra to take his 86 minutes, 4 more minutes before full time. Okra delivers, Gripman's header away. Yorson. Jam now for Bechem. Swings to the right to Atugba. Atugba to Yorson. Here comes Okra. Benson across, chance for Bechem. Can they get one back? But Jemfi's ball doesn't find anybody as Okra's effort is blocked by Ampofo. Here is Augustin Okra. Swings in a decent cross, flicked away by Gripman. Now Danso gets it away finally.
Gripman has been a towering figure for Nations in the defense. He's a leaping eye, clearing all these aerial balls, not giving Yorson anything to bite on. It's actually swept away a lot of the danger for Nations. The team are still asking questions, but they're not getting the answers they want.
Sanon's ball in.
Musa Nation's giving the ball away quite too easily. It's quite surprising they are hitting the ball.
Chance for Nations to make it 3. Boahin, but Esedu comes out for it. Boahin was aiming for a foul, which was not going to come for him.
Everything decent, everything he had to do. Stole the ball away, pickpocketed his man. Pandini just got into the right place. But good defensive work coming from Samuel Okai, stepping at the right time with that touch to nip the ball away from him.
Atugba, Okra, turns around, Simpson goes down, chance for Bechem. Here is Nyako, but he can't pull one back from that close range.
Very good work there from Augustin Okra trying to stay on the ball. He fell, but the scrap fell twice in Nyako. But his quality in striking the ball, you expect him to hit the target from the edge of the goalkeeper's area. Look at that Tuba. With his left foot, Augustin Okra fell in there. Yorson quickly made that pass. Should be working the goalkeeper from that point.
We're into the final minutes of this game, but I tell you what, in this weekend, we have some exciting games to look forward to. We will be at the University of Ghana Stadium in Legon on Sunday when we bring to you that game between Hearts of Oak and Holy Stars. But beyond that game, in Tamale, Asante Kotoko will be away to Karela, and the league leaders, Mediama, who have Gold Stars breathing right on their neck, will be at home against Hoho United. But for Gold Stars, they need to think about grabbing maximum points against Young Apostles away in Wenchi.
Lots of interesting matchups, lots of interesting tales to be told. Relegation threatening teams who are looking for the title. The matchups are quite interesting.
Ifa, chance for Nations, and it's a blast away by Ayikwe. Even if the flag had not gone up, Ayikwe would have still blasted up.
It wasn't the best of decisions. He decided to go full power. I'm not sure that was the best decision for him. Could have actually taken his time to get to the decent drive.
Afa. Danso with a chance to score the third, and Nations have the third go to Richard Danso. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Case closed. Nations have put the cherry on the top of the cake. They've wrapped this up in beautiful fashion. The man from the bench steps up and he scores the third. It's Nations 3, Bechem 0. Richard Danso, the third goal scorer.
Brilliant decision there from Danso. Once the goalkeeper, Benjamin Asiere, committed himself, he quickly just plunged the ball into the net. Look at him, the calmness. Control the ball with his right and then tacked him with his left. It was a sweet pass into the net without any goalkeeper, without any defender. Look at that, Asiere, a howler again. He would have disappointed in himself. The game had already gone, but he's put it further away from his team.
For a player who had so much potential from his formative ages during his days at Connors Babies, through to the West African Football Academy, through to the Black Stars of Ghana, he must be excited that he's getting back into his elements in the Ghanaian top flight. Good, calm goal from Dance. Hopefully, it lifts him up to regain his confidence.
Has a lot more quality than what he shows, and is capable of reaching greater heights. He may not be too far. Let's say some players blossom when it's far late. Danny Welbeck is an example. He hasn't really been exceptional. Emmanuel Osei-Kuffour played the Ghana Premier League and he blossomed in his late years. Hopefully that could happen to Danso.
That's the drive that goes out from Louis Sarpong. Sarpong's effort goes out as a goal kick. Jamana has been brilliant for Bechem this afternoon. We're into the final 2 minutes of additional time here in Abrankesi at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. Nations are cruising. They are in a comfortable 3-0 lead against Bechem United here in Abrankesi on Independence Day in Ghana.
That's quite a good result for them, and they will be happy to run away with all the 3-point celebrations. Will go deep into the night now.
Nyakon has picked up the captain's armband in the absence of Augustine Okra. Free kick for Bechem is taken into the Nations area, but it's a disappointing one that goes out.
Oh, that was quite wasteful. You expect something better from Sefa. His ability on these set pieces is quite disappointing. Expecting at least an outswinger, decided to go direct, and that was poor from him. Looks like the game is turned far away from them, and they'll be trying to look for a consolation. But I'm not sure Nations will allow that.
We're into the final seconds of stoppage time. Nations FC in a comfortable 3-0 lead here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankesi. And they want to still make this venue a fortress. You don't come here and pick up points from this venue. Your best would be a draw. They don't lose games here, Nations.
And that is impressive of them. Very solid grounds where they pick up all the crucial points they need in a season.
They'll climb to the 8th spot of the log after this result, and that's impressive.
And they wouldn't be too far away from getting a top 4 slot as well. And that is what Frimpong Manson, the rest of his technical team, as well as the players will be looking forward to.
The next game for Nations in the Ghanaian Premier League will be against Asante Kotoko, and that's going to be a top liner. That game comes on match day 26th. And for Bechem United, they have a derby against Aduana on match day 26th at the Nana Fosu Stadium in Bechem.
Interesting set of games that will be coming up. And Nations will be glad getting these points.
That's the final whistle here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankasi. 3 points back, 3 goals scored by 3 different scorers. Emmanuel Arno, he got the man of the match after that wonderful strike. Abdullah Mashoud on the second, and Danso on the third to hand them maximum points. Great win on Independence Day at their fortress, but it's been a dominant performance from the home side.
It's been brilliant from them. They took their chances, the few opportunities that came their way. They made sure they buried it. Bechem will be disappointed. They let it lose quite easy for the opponent to get all 3 points. And it's been a brilliant game for Nations Football Club.
What a way to end this game. You score against your former club, you win the MVP against your former club, and you bag maximum points against your former club. It's full time here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankasi. Nations FC 3, Bechem United 0.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture, lies the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, a beacon of excellence in the energy sector. For over 40 years since its creation, GNPC has committed to its mandate of developing Ghana.
We intend to hold them the first 5 minutes so that in the second half we saw what happened. Because after watching their videos, we realized that the second half they don't play well. So we were about to hold them in the first half, and then the second half we can open up. But unfortunately, we lost by 2 goals in the first half, which really dampened our spirit. So whatever we decide to do in the second half, we have to change that strategy and then adopt, bring in more attacking players than the midfielders.
Well, it looks like you were inch or minutes away from going in with just a 1-0 defeat in the first half. Then the second goal came. Was that really a confident killer?
Yeah, that's exactly what disappointed. We were disappointed by the latest goal they scored against us. We were comfortable with even going with 1-0. But unfortunately, well, that is football for you. You speak by soul language. What you expect is not what you get.
Of course.
But I would say so far, so good. The score margin is our problem, but the defeat is not a surprise to us. because, you know, they are playing home and they have their numerous fans behind them. And then they are having confidence. They have everything at their disposal as compared to us. But I would say we did well in the second half, better luck next time for us.
Now, I mean, your next game is against Adriana, and we have about 9 games to end the season. Are you still very confident that Bechem will stay up?
Oh, sure, Bechem will stay because the number of matches left at our home, if we were able to at least win about 1/3 of it, we will survive.
Of course. Now, Coach, we wish you the very best in your next game against Adriana. That is Kobina Emisa, the head coach of Bechem United. They have lost here against Nations FC by 3-0, and clearly he is not a happy man. But I'll be joined by the coach who orchestrated this win for Nations FC, Frimpong Manso. He is a Ghana Premier League winner with Bibiani Gold Stars. These days, he's here doing his job for Nations FC, and today he has led them to win by 3-0. Coach, in the end, it was a comfortable victory. First of all, congratulations. Your general assessment of the game.
Yeah, thank you. I think in the first half we took control. We controlled the game and we had 2 goals. Yes, but in the second half when we came, normally if a team is down, he will try to push himself up. And then they also came in the midfield. They tried to play it, but then. There was one thing we didn't do. Instead of trying to hold the ball, we shouldn't rush. Still, they wanted to score more. Yeah, but it's a good distance. But at least we should also know when to go for a goal and then when to also hold the ball. So, but for me, I think it was a very good game for us. Yeah.
Now, you scored very early as the 8th minute, but the second goal came just right before the halftime whistle went. How important was that second goal?
Yeah, it cushioned us. It cushioned us. It made us feel more comfortable coming into the second half. So for me, I think it was a very important goal, as well as the first half. If you're able to score early, and then the second goal at the time it came, and then in the second half, when everybody thought it's over, we had a third goal. So it was good. We scored 2 goals last week, and then this week we've scored 3. So it tells us that in terms of goal scoring, we are improving now.
Now your next game is against Asante Kotoko. It's an Ashanti derby. Despite the win here, what needs to change from your team to ensure you go into that game and get something positive?
Oh no, a lot. But at least now we've gone 3 games without defeat. We drew with the 0-0 with the Dreams. 1-2-0 and then now 3-0. So yes, it's our 4th game, and then we also want to keep that unbeaten run going forward. But next week I think we'll be playing the FA Cup before the league.
Coach, finally before you go, we are in the World Cup season. I mean, the Black Stars handlers usually visit our centers to watch these boys. Do you think Emmanuel Ano, with his quality, can be considered and selected for the Black Stars?
It will depend on what the selectors need. There are a lot of things maybe they will want to see.
But do you think he has the quality?
Yeah, but he needs to be consistent. You see, consistency should be the key. He played good last week. This week too, he has done well. So we hope he can continue. Why not? Anything can happen. So for me, I think he should be calm and then try to work as hard as he can. Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens. Thanks very much and enjoy your victory, Coach Frimpong Manso there. I'll be joined by the most valuable player in today's game, my very good friend, Emmanuel Ano. He's back. I mean, he left, came back, and he's still doing the business. Emma, first of all, congratulations for winning the most valuable player. How important is this victory for Nations FC in your quest to survive?
Well, first of all, I'll give all the glory to God. It feels good, this victory, especially scoring against Bechem United. This is our first time winning against them, so it really feels good for us. Yeah.
Of course. And the goal you scored, take us through, because once you had that ball at your feet, you had options to pass, but you went for that shot, and it was a brilliant goal in the end.
Yeah, that was
something that you've been doing consistently in training.
Of course. So when I had that chance, I had that instinct to shoot, and then thank God it went in today.
Of course. Now, I mean, we are in a World Cup season. Everyone would love to play for the Black Stars. You've already won the national team JC with the Black Galaxies. Do you think you have the quality to be considered to be part of the Black Stars?
Of course, yeah. And then, though it's not easy, but I'm really working on it. And then, of course, I can also be there. So I'm really looking forward to that. If the call-up comes for me, I'm ready to represent my country.
Now, despite the fact that you're a brilliant player, what aspect of your game do you think you can work on still?
I think the goal scoring, I can do much more than what I'm doing now. So I think I should be improving on it more.
Well, thanks very much, Emmanuel Arno. He is actually the most valuable player in today's game. Scored a brilliant goal as early as the 8th minute, and that is what set the tone for them to win by 3 goals to 0. Jeffrey Asare will be joining me shortly to wrap this up before we leave here. It's been an interesting one with the nations getting 3 goals, 2 in the first half and 1 in the second half to seal a very important win for them. It means that they've now won back-to-back games because match day 24 they beat 11 Wonders by 2 goals to 0, and now they've won by 3 goals to 0. Jeffrey Asare back here. Jeff, in the end, it was a very, very comfortable victory for nations.
Well, comfortable victory that they worked for. I mean, I was impressed with the first goal. That strike was stupendous strike for Emmanuel Arno. But once again, Brendan Entry, brilliant pass. Like a backheel pass to him. And the strike was brilliant and phenomenal. I think that the only problem with Arno is that he's back, but he needs to be more consistent. Because he has everything, but he needs to be more consistent when he have the opportunity. The second goal also came. Brandon, Nzoli, and then Abdallah scored. Then the third goal, Brandon again, Entry did all the hard work. And once again,
I remember you talked about the second goal that Nation scored. You said it was a sucker punch for them. I mean, Kobene Misa, the head coach, confirmed that goal actually killed their confidence because they were hoping to go in with that 1-0 and come and fight for the equalizer.
You could see that they were growing in confidence. They were growing confident, asking questions of the defense that stood resolutely. And you see, Oko was excellent, and then Razak Simpson, they were excellent, especially with the area balls. They were dealing with it with cheeky ease because they are height, they are intelligent, they play. The pair has done very well since Samuel Zegufo has left to Edwin, and the pair play well. And today, look, Boyini coming with Boachi, so I can tell you that is the best setup, is the back 4 pair that you would love to have at Nation. So they had it, and they were defending Rizzoli because Bechem were moving, trying to make sure they move into the 3rd gear in the course of the game before that second goal. So watch the expression on the face of the Bechem player when the second goal entered the back of the net. They felt bad, they felt down because they knew that they could find. In the second half, you saw, look at look at Derek Afriye's ball that goalkeeper Sano has to save. And then the free kick from Augustinokra, that was blocked. Then the one from Azar Anyako also, that the goalkeeper saved. So you could see that they brought a lot of firepower agency. They were quicker in the midfield. They threw everything into the game to see whether they can get something. Because if they're able to at least score 1, it gives them hope that, look, we can equal the second. But unfortunately, they tried as they could. They couldn't before the 3rd goal came. The 3rd goal, wonderful work. But once again, Richard Danso, he needs no introduction. Unfortunately, this player had a lot of hope from Wafa to under 17, but unfortunately inconsistency, injuries and movement has plagued his career so far. But when the goalkeeper Benjamin Asare made that terrible mistake, Benjamin Asiedu made a mistake, you knew that with his quality he would punish him, and he did just that.
Of course. Now it's been a good one for them. And I spoke to the most valuable player in today's game, Emmanuel Arno, and asked him of his ambition if he want to or love to play for the Black Stars. And he says yes, he has the quality, but he needs to work more. Do you think, if the local players are being considered, he's one whose name could actually be on the list?
Of course, he's shown level of consistency and improvement. Just like he went out, he's back again, but he needs to be consistent with his performance. Playing the senior national team doesn't come easy. You need to compete for position, so you need to make sure you are exhibiting excellent and quality technical abilities that will give you the opportunity to be called up above somebody. So the excellent and consistent performance is the most important. It's not just one-off performance. Be consistent to be considered for a call up into the the senior national team.
Of course, and let's see what Otoado comes up with. Already we know that Benjamin Nasari, who plays for Heart to Folk, is part of the Black Stars team, and he is the number one. But this is where we call it a wrap. Here we need to pack our equipment together with Jeffrey. We need to rush back to Accra because on Sunday we have another game where Heart to Folk will be playing Baseke Holy Stars at 3 p.m. My name is Mutala Yakubu. This has been the Ghana Premier League on TV3 and Onya TV. From the APL crew here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, we say have a good evening. Let's meet on Sunday at 3 p.m. for Hearts against Baseke Holy Stars.